Oh, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. And here we are again for the second video of 2019. Unbelievable, right? Well, at least for me, it is. And yes, that's true. This is the second video. As I said on my last video, I was trying to come back to YouTube to restart uploading videos for YouTube, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I can't even believe myself that this is happening. Well, what do we have this time? Well, first of all, let me tell you that I'm not completely well today because I have been during this week with not exactly flu, but maybe some sort of, because I have been with fever, so my voice might not be completely alright, but that doesn't really matter, right? Let's talk about this build. So today we have kind of a countryside, not exactly a mansion because this is not a very big build. It looks like a mansion but is still a small house. So is French countryside kind of chateau, small. It only has one big bedroom. Sorry, I had to interrupt because you might have been able to listen Ariel meowing twice. Oh well, as I told you on the last video, as soon as they understand, as soon as they realize that I'm talking to the microphone, they start meowing and calling for attention. Anyways, so I was saying that this house is not a big house. It has only one bedroom, and it's a huge bedroom, and it has a kind of an office and also an art room, kind of an atelier. So the idea behind this house was like, it was an old house that was renovated, so inside is quite modern, as if the owners kept most of the house structure and the build style and everything, but they decided to go with modern furniture, and yeah, that's it. So they decided to keep only one big bedroom, a walk-in closet, a bathroom, and they used the second bedroom that was originally in this house as an atelier. Let's say it's an art room where they can paint or whatever they would like to do there. So this basically, I just described the first floor of this house. On the bottom floor, so I mean on the ground floor of the house, we have quite a big entry, yeah, a big hall with a lot of room. We have a very big living room, a very big living room area, and at the same time it has also a dining room and kitchen, so all of it is a whole big space. So as I was saying, the house was completely modernized inside, and besides that room there is, where is it? I don't really remember completely about the build anymore because I built this 2 weeks ago, and I actually intended to have this video out on the last week, but I will explain you why it was not out last week and is going only it's out only this week. But what else is on this? Oh, it's an office. On the ground floor there is also an office. Yeah, so basically this house could have been at least 3 bedrooms once, but in my mind, so my idea was, as I was saying, it was completely renovated, is owned by a couple. One of them might actually be a painter and the other one maybe a writer or in some kind of business area. But basically that's it. So talking about the reason why this video did not come to YouTube last week as I intended, it's quite of a good reason, at least for me and for my friends. So the reason why is I had some IRL Sims friends, so it's both. So they are IRL friends and at the same time they are Simmers as well, and their names is Sam, aka Hey Harry, Miguel, aka Oh My Dears, and Chloe, aka Chloe Sims. So all of them, so the 3 of them, they are also YouTubers, so they have a YouTube channel. They are Sims for builders, and they are also on Twitch live every week. So we are also friends in real life. And why am I saying this? Because they came to visit me for the 2nd time, and that's why I was not able to record the voiceover to get this video done to upload. I did try to edit the video and have everything ready to be uploaded on the weekend. But with the work and everything, I end up not having time to record the voiceover before they arrived. So Chloe arrived at my house on last Thursday, and then Sam arrived on Friday and Mikael on Saturday. So we were able to spend the whole weekend together, and as the first time, it was amazing again. It's always very good to be with friends that we don't get to be like every day of our lives, but in real life, but we do like speak. I don't know if this makes sense the way I said, but basically what I mean is, like, when we have friends that we speak a lot together online, but we don't in real life because we are not quite close to each other. It's always good to meet up and get and have the chance to spend few times together, and that's what happened. So I am quite sure it was a very good reason to not upload the video at the exact time that I wanted. Going back to this build now. So for this build I used a few content creators. I'm talking about CC. Yes, of course, this build, as you could already see by what I'm doing on screen, this build has a lot of CC. So far you could see me using a lot of content by Felixander, just like on my last build. And basically I have all the content created by Felixander. If you don't have his CC and you would like to have, you can go on Patreon and support him to have the CC to be able to use in your games as well. And I can assure you that you are not going to regret. But moving on, so I have all the CC by Felixander, and I cannot like name specifically any sets or any like month that I've used the items from, but I have it all in my game, and mostly when I build with Felixander CC I end up using basically items from all the sets. So besides Felixander, I've used my own poster sets as well. I did recently a set of different stylized posters, and I've used, I think, at least 2 on this build. You can find them on my Tumblr. And of course all the CC that I'm going to talk about right now, you can find the links for the creators on my Tumblr, and also I'm going to upload the list of CC, not upload, but I'm going to write on the post the list of CC creators and maybe the sets that I have used on this build. So besides Felixander and my own recolors of posters, I've used Plumbob Tea Society. By Plumbob Tea Society I used 2 packs, my favorite ones that I end up using mostly in most of my builds. So the sets are the Rustic Romance and the Cottage Garden stuff pack as well. I also used, of course, the new recolors by Harrie. The set is called Heritage, and I used a few of the items here as well. So by Brazen Lotus I used one of my favorite CC rugs, and is the, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Jopur or something like this, like Jopur fringed rug set by Brazen Lotus, and I do love these rugs. Those rugs are amazing. What else? Besides these creators, I used, of course, a lot of Peacemaker, because if I go modern or contemporary, of course, I need to use Peacemaker. So by Peacemaker, let's see if I can say everything. It's a lot of different sets. So I can say I've used a few items from Mina Kitchen. Actually, the kitchen that I use is Mina Kitchen. I also used the Shaker Kitchen, Lennox Kitchen. I used the new sets that is called Futura, that is quite mid-century. I've used the Hamptons Retreat, Hamptons Getaway, Hamptons Hideaway, Lennox Dining, Knox Dining, Serenity Bathroom, the Page Set, Oasis Chic, Mirror Living, the Drapery, the lights, and this set of curtains I use mostly in most of my builds. Edgewood set as well, Mid-Century Eclectic and Mid-Century Abode. What else? Kingston Dining, Bayside Bedroom, Roarsome Kids Bedroom, and from this set what I've used was the books. Then Herringbone Parquet, yeah, the floor, and also Hickory floorboards, and the wall splendid paneling by Peacemaker as well. So I might have just said the name of all the sets that I have used. So basically, these CC creators that I just mentioned are the ones that I use the most. From Brazen Lotus, in this build I only used the rugs, sorry, but sometimes I also use the greenhouse set. by Brazen Lotus as well. And Plum Bob Tea Society, Felix Santa, and Peacemaker. Those are the ones that I use most of the time. So basically, if you have all the content by Felix Santa, all the content by Peacemaker, Plum Bob Tea Society, the new recolors by Hey Harry, you are going to have the CC that I use on most of my builds. And so far, this is what I have been using on all of my builds. I try to not mix a lot of different CC. I also only go with my favorites to try to not complicate a lot. And I hope you appreciate that. At least this is my way of building, this is my way of decorating, and this is my way to organize and select my CC. Talking a little bit more about the build itself. Well, what can I say more? So as I was saying, I tried to go with modern interiors. This was my idea because the first build that I brought to you this year was basically in a different period of time, and it was a Georgian style build. This one is it's French, but I wanted it to be quite modern. I did try to use a color scheme that I normally don't use. Well, I tried and I was able to. This build was, I can tell you that it was not easy for me to feel happy, or let's say more like satisfied with what I was doing, because I was trying really hard to not do, let's say, a very dark color scheme. Yeah, I can say that, because if you know my builds, you might realize that most of my builds I have used darker tones in everything. Not only the woods, which is one of my most common things to do, is to only use dark woods, but besides the wood I try to use dark blues, dark greens, sometimes a little bit of red, but most of the times I only use dark colors. But for this build I did try, for example, we are working on the living room right now, living room, kitchen, and also dining room. So for this build, the walls, I did use dark walls, and I used the kitchen to go with the walls so that everything looked like the same. But besides that, I used a lot of pink, what I normally don't do, especially because it's a very bright pink. Well, bright, I mean, it's a pastel color, not like very intense, but still, it's pink. The woods I've used here are also light woods. I use a lot of white as well. And yeah, that's it. I tried to combine a lot of bright colors instead of my normal dark colors. So thinking more about the builds, what else can I say? Well, on the kitchen you saw me raising a stove to use as a microwave. So what is going to happen is that is mostly decorative, so it's not going to work as a stove or as an oven. or microwaves. This is just decorative. So I believe I've added a second stove as well, so that Sims can use it and cook meals. But for aesthetic purposes I had to use that. It's a nice look and I needed that. So moving on, now we are doing the small office. So this room could be and could have been a bedroom or also a laundry room, for example, but now it is an office. So it has a fireplace and a desk basically, and a small place to read books, for example. And this is why I was saying that this house is for a couple and one of them could perfectly be a writer, and this could be her office, their office. Now, and before I forget, I would like to say thank you all for all the support that you gave me on my last video. Well, my last video on the channel, and also my first video of this year. But the thing is, as I said on the last video, I am trying to have a good start on YouTube right now, because the first was just an experience, the first time I tried, and I move on to Twitch, and now I'm going to try to do both as I intended originally. But actually I don't think I was quite ready when I first started, because if you go watch my first videos, it was very difficult for me to do a voiceover because I was not quite comfortable enough to speak in English. And well, at least now I feel a little bit better when I'm speaking in English, and I also feel more confident. And I think that, I'm sure that Twitch helped me a lot with that. So what I was saying is that I want to say thank you all for all the comments and the likes on my first YouTube video of this year, and this also helped a lot. And please, if you like this video, leave a comment below on the comment section, of course. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you would like to watch more, so that I can feel that you guys are enjoying the videos and that I should continue just the way I'm doing it. Of course, I'm going to improve. I'm going to bring different videos. I'm also thinking about doing, like, at least for my big builds that I do live on Twitch, I'm going to try to do fly-throughs, like build showcase videos, to upload here on the channel. And for example, I just uploaded to the gallery a castle that is called Bonitze. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but you can check on my Tumblr. I have pictures on my Tumblr, also on my Twitter. I have the post on my Twitter with pictures and the link to my Tumblr. So the castle is on the gallery right now, and the tray file is also available on my Tumblr with sim file share, and you can check the photos there, as I was saying. So what I'm saying about this castle is that that castle took me a big while to get it done. I did it live on Twitch, and I had a lot of fun building this castle. I enjoyed a lot that build. The idea was to have a big project to start doing to start during Christmas, and to keep doing it during that whole period of time, especially because that entire holiday period is quite of a difficult time for me, because I work on retail and I'm very busy during that time of the year with work and everything, so I don't have a lot of patience and a lot of time to think about new ideas and everything. So it was kind of a very good idea, and at least I think it was a good idea, that I wanted to be working for a long time, and also to enjoy building it and show to my viewers my whole process of doing an entire build with that dimension. Because normally when I do such big builds, I don't do everything live on Twitch, because I'm always too afraid of being boring to the viewers. So normally, for example, the terrain paint, I do most of it offline. The floor plans normally I do offline, and I don't know, some boring parts like bathrooms or hallways, if the build is too big, I do it offline as well. But for this huge castle, for example, the landscaping, it took me at least 3 hours live on stream to be painting I just remember that I talked about it on my last video. But moving on, for that build I did do everything live, and what I was saying is that I think that I'm going to start working on the fly-through, the build showcase video, to upload here on the channel, just like I did with my theater that is called São Carlos Theater. You have the video already, and my Greek venue. Yep. Did I do the video? Have I done the video for the Greek wedding venue? Not sure. Maybe I didn't. Well, but I did with my Lisbon. I'm not sure about the Greek wedding venue. If I didn't, I should do it. Okay, doesn't matter now. Moving on. Talking a little bit more of the build. Now we are doing the bedroom, and what was I doing here? I used the top part of the bed, and for this I used only the top and not the bottom of the bed. And to pretend that we have bed legs, I used benches, yes, and the bedding sheets, and behind the bed, to do the bed's head frame. How do you say it? I don't know how you call it. Well, I used those tables, yeah, those surfaces that are actually tables, to create quite of a modern bed that I don't really have in game, but that was the look I was looking for. And also, if you noticed, I was using a shelf trick. You can check it now, you can look at it now, to put the table lamp exactly with the height that I want. And that trick was showed to me by a lovely simmer friend of mine that is also one of my mods on Twitch, that is called, well, the username is Taydev, so it's my lovely friend Tay. So Tay, if you are watching me, thank you so much for that trick, because it's a lifesaver. One of my favorite parts of this build also is the part that we furnished before this bedroom, and that part is the hall that we have on top of the stairs with the fireplace and all the frames on the wall. I love that little part so much. And I think that's it. So this build is done. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this build a lot. I hope you liked this video. So don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Leave a like, leave a comment, and please let me know what you think and if you would like to see more from me. Bye guys, thank you.